Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
On the show today, we talk to one of the stars of Dubai Bling, Kris Fade, who's a radio announcer in Dubai.
Yeah, I had someone ring my doorbell this morning at
Ring
an
my
ungodly
bell.
hour, and
Yes.
I thought, am I in
Of course he
danger?
answered it.
Are they in danger? I didn't answer.
We'll never know.
We find out if that was a good idea or not.
Let's get back to who sung Ring My Bell. Who was it?
Colette.
Colette. Beautiful stuff, team. A guy called Chris. No, we already talked about that, didn't we?
Dino. We catch up
Dino.
our old mate
Did we
Dino.
talk about that? I'm having a bad day today.
Dean Thomas, his Perth boy. He's got an animated series called Childish Dino
Thanks for
out.
picking that up.
Nice work.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Guys, I thought that I was going to watch an episode of Dubai Bling. Cut to, I've smashed the entire season.
Well, there you go.
And the reason why is because we've spoken to this guy a while back.
Yeah.
He used to work with one of our friends, Pricey, who worked over in Dubai. His name is Kris Fade. He's one of the stars. Hello, Chris.
Good morning. Hi, guys.
Morning, Chris.
Chris, now we know that you do radio over there. You do Virgin Radio, and you've got your own radio show, the Kris Fade Show. Chris, I did not realise how extremely famous you are. That is unbelievable.
Is that a question or just a statement? I don't know what to say.
It's a statement. It is. Look, Chris, will you let them know what is at Madame Two Swords in Dubai?
Yeah, I got a wax figure. This Aussie's got a wax figure down here at Madame Two Swords here in Dubai, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, that's next level.
Chris, and like Nathan said, we spoke to you before.
Yeah.
None of this was mentioned.
We had no idea. So, Chris, how long have you done your radio show there in Dubai?
I left Sydney in like 2008, so I'm going on to like 15 years doing this
Yeah,
morning
we've been
show
here
out
20,
this way. So
and we don't have any wax figurines.
anything.
No one will even cruelly try
Yes.
and mould a candle into our.
Yes. Perth
Shape.
Bling isn't calling.
That's true.
But Chris,
Yeah.
you know what though? You are the right balance in that show because the show is obscene wealth, right? And a lot of people in the show, a lot of the characters do look very shallow. You don't come across like that. You do look like just a guy from Australia that's surprised that they've made it.
Just stumbled into it.
So I would have to say that you would have to be the most, I think, one of the most humble people in the cast.
listen, I this is one thing that I want to say, that every cast member, like if I get along or if I don't get along with them, you know, I thank them because I think they help make the show,
Oh,
right? Like you can't
sure.
do,
Hands down.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
If every cast member was like me, it'd be like the show wouldn't have gone nowhere. You know what I mean? So like, I wanted to get on there and keep it literally as real as that I could have done. Like I felt like I just wanted to sort of emulate that on this show. We're living out here in Dubai. It's an extravagant city. Like it's a gorgeous city. On any night of the week, there is some type of party going on. Like there's some type of event going on. So that lifestyle is somewhat here. Is it sort of exaggerated a little bit? Possibly. But from our end, I just wanted to sort of just show what we did. Like a guy from Sydney came out here, worked his butt off, and then next thing you know, we're living a better life somewhat.
Tell me about the Kris Fade show. So how many places is it broadcast to? Give us some history on that.
We're about 6 cities across the region, which is pretty cool. We have we've got about 1.3 million listeners every single week. It's sort of like the biggest show in the region. I do it with myself. I do it with a girl who's like a sister now to me called Pretty Malik. She's originally from New York, but she's Indian. And then I've got a British comedy guy who's funny. His name's Big Rossi. He's out of Liverpool, England. So the three of us together, sort of like we've been doing the show together now for about 14 years, like the three of us.
Years.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like it's just a regular morning show where we just have fun and, we play good music and we have a laugh and we do talk topics. Yeah. It's, content-wise, out this region is a little bit different to what you guys would do sometimes. We don't push the boundaries as much as probably you guys would.
Sure.
But we have such a good time doing it. And she's just last week, we had The Rock on. I had Jason Derulo in studio because the amount of celebs that come out this way.
Yeah, of course.
Floyd Mayweather on this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had Hanson the other day.
Yeah, we had Hanson.
We had Hanson. We usually get people at the tail end of their career. You get them when they're up and shining. We get them when they're a bit tarnished.
Chris, I'm so jealous. That's amazing.
Chris, you're living
that
the
would get you up and
dream.
about.
And now we can watch you living the dream, which is even better.
Hey, Chris, I've got a question. When I think about extreme wealth and stuff like that in Dubai, I think about all the sheikhs and all the oil tycoons.
So you're thinking like people with falcons on their arms and everything.
Yes. Is everyone getting around in Lamborghinis? Have you got one? Secondly, what's the biggest boat you've been on? Because I just think of those massive bloody ships that everyone's got.
No, man, like the city it definitely has its wealth, and it definitely has that stereotype of what you may have seen on Dubai Bling.
Yes.
There is a whole other side to it as well, where there's the realness of it. There's the working class. There's the hustlers. There's a different vibe completely. Like it's got such a huge mix, this city. Are there a lot of Lamborghinis? Are there a lot of Ferrari? Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, there's a lot of those. You become numb to them a little bit because you start to see it everywhere.
Yeah, they're not special anymore. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, not. I've got a McLaren. I went for a McLaren to be a little bit different. So
Unbelievable! Love it.
Come on.
What a dirty povo.
I know.
Hey, Chris, you're talking about how people really live there. So, say I'll go to Woolworths or Coles to go shopping.
Yep.
Where do you do your grocery shopping and stuff from?
A lot of things are in the shopping centres, in the malls, we call them.
Yes, because it's air-conned, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It gets so like for 7 months of the year, the weather is perfect. Like it's just the best weather, beach weather. You go out, everything's outdoors, which we're getting into right now. But there's about 4 months of the year which is sort of really hot. You're about 50 degrees, humidity is about 100%.
Oh,
so you're in the
fun.
malls a lot of the time. Yeah. That's usually when I come out, back home to Oz.
Yes.
So we have something called Carrefour, which is like a Coles or a Woolies.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
There
is a normal life here. There is totally a normal life. Like 100%.
So you buy milk?
Pubs on. Yeah, we buy milk.
Wait, sorry, it's not Falcon milk, is it?
It's camel milk.
You can get camel milk.
Yeah.
You could get camel milk if you wanted.
Camel milk is
Nathan loves
disgusting.
camel
milk. Yeah, you've been scarred for life by
I
it.
drank it once. It was like milk, but with heaps of salt. It's like, who puts that in
Chris,
anything?
I've got a hard-hitting question. How much is petrol?
Yep.
How much do you pay for petrol?
Okay, so this is the crazy thing. I have no idea.
He's so rich he doesn't know.
No, they don't display the petrol prices because it's not expensive.
Yeah, no, because it's so cheap.
I think it's so cheap. So it was only recently that in the news we did a report on our show that petrol prices have gone up, and they broke it all down, right?
Yeah.
And you ask 10 people in the street, I guarantee 9 of them would have no idea what the price of petrol is. I think it's about probably 40% of what you guys are paying.
Yeah.
So when you take the McLaren in, you obviously go for high octane or some rubbish. And how much does it cost you to fill your car up
in Australia?
When you go?
Australian dollars.
First thing that's going to make that will drive you crazy is that we don't fill up the petrol ourselves. There's always guys there that do it for you.
That used to be great back in the day.
Yeah, Back to the Future. Yep.
Okay, so that will, and it costs me to fill up the McLaren. Cost me about $65.
Okay. Oh my God, Chris, will you do us a favour? Will you send us over a giant ship container full of petrol, please?
We'll be on Perth Bling.
As a special
and we'll do it. We'll give every listener a cup.
You get a cup. You get a cup.
Exactly. Chris, look, we appreciate you talking to us. We know you've got to go on and do your radio show now.
But Chris, we love you so much. We want to get you on again.
I'd love to
in the
catch
near
up.
future.
Yeah.
You're a good boy.
Although you're a bit too famous for our show now.
No, I was too famous the first time I came on, but I didn't say anything.
But now we know that you are.
You played that so well.
Next time we'll just get the wax figure and put
That's
the phone
right,
up
exactly. We'll go straight to Madame Tussauds. Thank you so
buddy.
much.
Dubai Bling, you can watch Kris Fade on Dubai Bling. Absolutely amazing. You can check it out on Netflix.
Thanks,
Good on you, Chris.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Get the jump on summer and check out whatif.com for amazing getaways.
Aussies just know how to summer. It's in our DNA.
Bring it on.
Shaun. Book your accommodation, flights, car hire, and more, all on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Oh, something happened this morning.
Oh, Nathan.
Tell me.
Okay.
You okay?
I
Better
don't
just
know.
check in with
I'm
yourself.
okay. I just hope someone else is okay,
Okay.
too. So I was in the bathroom. It would have been about 4:05 in the morning, just finishing
Nervous
up.
wee?
No, getting ready for the
So
day.
the day
Shaun.
ahead.
Getting
Yeah,
ready for the
yeah,
day. Splashing some water in your face.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
okay.
I'm hearing you.
Pinching your cheeks. Anyway,
too.
and then my doorbell started going off. That's not what it sounds like. we literally just spent like a minute.
Isn't that lucky that we went to the
I
effort?
like that one. Grandma Max was like
I think it's more this, but longer. But
Again?
higher pitch.
Can you do that again? That's that guy off Play School.
No, it
What's
wasn't
that alien off Play School that does that?
Oh, the
Oh, you're talking about Sesame Street?
Sesame Street.
The aliens.
Yeah.
You do that very well.
Mock.
Buck, 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 buck,
So that happened.
That's my doorbell.
Anyway, we digress.
Anyway, so that goes off like 4:05, and then I
Yeah.
went, okay, that's just
I don't know, a
someone-
bit weird.
Yeah, and then
Prankster. You thought it was pranksters?
those pranksters. And then and it goes for a little bit, you know. So
So if you press the button once, it rings for a long time? Okay.
Yeah, and then once it is finished, it rang again, and I was like, okay, someone persistently wants me to answer.
Mm.
And then because I can hear in the dead of night, you can hear if someone else's doorbell's being
Of
rung.
course.
Yeah.
In the apartment, no one else's doorbell was being rung
So somebody was definitely ringing your doorbell
twice.
twice at 4:10 in the morning.
All right, to
You can
me,
ring my bell.
that's danger.
Or your chance to be a hero.
To me, that's danger, and this is what it's danger for. It's either danger for me or it's danger for someone that I know that's trying to get my help.
And so, of course, you rushed
So
down
what
to
did you
see
do?
who it was.
Obviously, yeah, you
No.
put down, you stopped splashing water in your face.
No,
Obviously.
I just
Because
stood
how
there
much?
quietly
Yep.
and just went, wait, what am I going to do? So then I went and grabbed my phone. Mm-hmm.
To be fair, that's what he does if you ring his doorbell during the day as well.
Yeah.
It's just stand there quietly, pretend you're not home.
Yeah. So I ran and grabbed my phone and
Yeah.
to see if anyone was calling me
text.
because,
Yes.
you know, like, if you know me, you've got my number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one did. So I just went, nah, that's danger out there for me. That's danger for me out there. Hopefully, I'm not going to read that someone that I know has been attacked or
Yeah.
murdered because now I'll feel guilty.
Because somebody specifically rang your doorbell because they knew that you were up.
Yeah.
Well,
but
eventually-
you know what? If you're really persistent, you wish you would have rang a third time.
Or not if you're on your
As,
last breath.
as you're bleeding out. Yeah, okay, got it.
No, yeah, you got one more ringing before they dragged you into the bushes.
So you... Well, you have to get out of the house sooner or later, so what did you do?
Oh, no. So then, like,
So you don't have to go through the front. Do you have to go through the front door in
go
order to get your car?
downstairs. Yeah.
Oh,
I have
you
to go to
do?
the front door, and then I have to go to the side gate to get to my car. So I was like, oh my god. So I was just like, I had my key in my hand, so the keys part was sticking out. 'cause
Oh, yeah,
like
you
a-
have someone.
That's,
Yep.
that's
Like a
what girls
weapon.
have to do, you
That's
know,
a
in
shit.
the
Yeah,
city.
yeah, don't you worry.
Yeah.
And then also I had a boiling hot cup of tea.
Okay, great weapon.
And I thought, okay, well, that's great.
Right in the
And I
face.
knew exactly what to do. Flip the top off, throw the tea in their face. Yeah. So then I was
And then
like,
stab them with your key.
oh, yeah. And then stab them while they're down the neck repeatedly. Stab. Just like, I'm so angry I'm up.
Okay.
Been watching Wentworth again.
A little bit, Martin.
And not to show I defended myself, not to show that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think...
She's a fine line, isn't
four,
she?
to, 4 to 6 that's okay. Anything more than that, it's like, nah, that's serial killer-ish.
Yeah, anyway, so then I was just really aware of like, okay, so I looked around
You're like
the
a
corner
ninja.
first.
You're like a ninja.
And I looked around the side because we recently had someone break into our store.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
And then like I opened up the side gate and then like, you know, I just like sort of like went in there and I had my tea ready, my key ready. The tea and key combo, and then but I got to my car safely and I turned it on, and then like I thought, oh, they're waiting at the other side. They're waiting at the other side where they're waiting to get into when the
Oh, I
garage
see.
door thing goes open. So I had a look there. No one did. No, you know, I got here safely because I'm here. I'm safe.
That's a relief. Guys,
So
is
it's
that
still
a relief or
oh yeah, what a relief! It's still a complete mystery though as to who it was that
I don't know
rang
who
your
it was.
doorbell. At
And I
4:10.
really do
Right.
hope. To be honest, I do hope it was someone that wanted to get me.
Did you like?
And not
did you
someone that needed my help.
drive around
I
to
think
see if
it's-
anybody was staggering around bleeding or there was any?
No, I had to
blood?
get work.
If you're going to get someone, you're not ringing the bell because you're going to get them in a surprise, right? So I can only go back to the fact that it was someone that was desperate in help and only had a couple of breaths / to energise themselves to reach up to the buzzer, Nate.
Yeah, but okay.
Once. No, I can't even do it again.
Would you press one of the other
Yeah,
buttons
sure.
as well?
Yeah, why would you just go, oh, okay.
Because yours isn't the bottom button, is it?
No.
So if they're leaning up from the ground where they're
Yeah. So if they go, okay, I might try Nathan. Okay, he's not answering. What about one of these other people? And just press all of them. Wouldn't you?
No, they know you're on the wireless and you'll be up.
Oh, yeah, but when you're
This
being
guy
murdered,
will save
Sean, when you're being murdered,
You don't just give up. You don't
when you're
just
being
give
murdered,
up.
you don't look at people's timetable. Go, I'll see if I can get the help from them if they're up.
Because
Well,
like
you
when
don't
you
know. Okay,
you'd
let's
also
go-
hit the
okay, let's
triathlete because they're
Oh, yeah,
always up
Matt, yeah.
exercising.
No, but you don't know. Okay, say if
What?
there's someone in that for you and they were getting tackled and the only, because of the distance, is the only thing they did was 7, 6, whatever your number is.
Thanks for
5.
telling everybody what house number
Yeah.
it is.
And that was it, twice. And you just let them get whisked off into the bushes in the back of some van, no doubt a white one.
Oh, but Sean, if you're really struggling and clinging onto life, you wouldn't just press 1 and then fall. You would press 1
he's
and then your hand would drag down.
He's saying they're being dragged away at that point. I mean, that which is
down.
the
But
But then
obvious
again, if you're being
scenario.
dragged away at that point, are you really that accurate with your buzzer pressing?
And did you really get to press it twice?
Anyway, hopefully no one got murdered.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We are talking about when somebody rings on your doorbell in the dead of night, like 4:10 in the morning.
4:05.
Sorry.
4:05.
4:05. I thought you said 4:10. Very important. Big difference. 4:05. Should you answer it? And if you do, what's on the other side? Because that happened to Nathan this morning.
Yeah, it'd be fine if it was 4:10. And it's a
That's
good
a
hour.
perfect- You definitely would have answered then.
Hello, Shannon.
How are you going? Good morning, guys.
Hey,
Shannon.
Shannon.
Right.
All right, so Shannon, I thought there was danger outside. Would I be correct to assume that?
I got a knock on the door. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked on the cameras, and there's 2 girls out my front of my door and a gentleman. I answered the door, and they said, "Oh, you've ordered these 2 girls." And I was like, "No, I didn't."
No, it was 3.
I asked for 4, but
What's
I
going
didn't
on?
have 4 at the time.
Sean, I ordered a 6-pack.
So how does
Shannon.
that conversation go, Shannon?
And I said, "Oh, what number are you after?" They said, "This one." I said, "That's next door." I said, "You're at the wrong house." So I had to send them back to the next door neighbour. I said, "Oh,
Which I'm guessing was number 69.
actually, I'm not going to say my address on the line, but it was close to it."
hey, Shannon, that gives you a really good bo peep into your neighbour's activities, doesn't it?
What time was it, Shannon?
I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30.
3 in the morning, someone's getting ladies
Oh, he's a Roman
delivered.
sandal.
Ladies delivered too. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
a delivery service. I thought the lady just went on the
Normally
other
get
calls
Uber
that
Eats. I
time.
didn't realise it was
Uber
women.
Eats, he's getting Uber Eats, all right.
Hey, Shannon, have you brought it up with the neighbour since?
Yeah, I did. I
Oh.
said, "Did you enjoy your night?"
What'd he say?
What did he say?
He didn't know what to say. I said, "Mate, they're on my cameras." I said, "Would you like to see?" He goes, "Oh, no, thanks."
No, he saw.
So, like, were you surprised that
He
this
didn't need the
neighbour
cameras.
had ordered a couple of girls in the middle of the night? Or is he
No,
that
not
kind of
really.
guy? Okay, yeah, right.
That's
So
that
it
kind
fits
of person.
Fits the profile.
Okay, fits the profile, right.
That's a very interesting night.
See, maybe you're having a couple of girls delivered, Nathan.
Well, I mean, they were going to be very bored at my house, weren't they?
To watch the Gilmore Girls with.
I
Thanks,
didn't
Shannon.
realise this was going to be in for. Just watching some Netflix.
Kim's in Madeline. Morning, Kim.
Good morning, how are you all?
Good
Kim.
Kim.
Right, was there a knock on the door in the middle of the night?
It was actually at my mum's place.
Yes.
What had happened, I had installed a whole heap of roller shutters and converted them to electric for her, and they're all on remotes.
Yep.
So any time she was actually opening up the house and putting it down for her afternoon sleep and closing up for the night as well, this doorbell would ring. And it ended up being went out the front, and she never told me for a few weeks. She told my sister out of embarrassment. But she's not real mobile, so it takes her a couple of minutes to get to the front door. So she'd go out the front door, yell out, "I can see you kids," this, that and the other. And carrying on, she was leaving a note on the front door, "I'm going to ring the police." And
Stop ringing
all
my
this sort of
doorbell.
stuff.
You're harassing
But
me.
it was the actual remote for the roller shutter that was setting off the doorbell. Any time that Mum was closing up or opening up the house, the doorbell would ring. So we ended up sort of working that out after a few weeks when I
And she's
knew
like
it.
standing in the doorway, shaking her fist at imaginary
Yeah.
children.
So
Damn you,
that was
kids!
the funniest part. Poor old Chook. Finally, half an hour later, she works her way to the door and is screaming at no one.
And it was your fault, Kim. It was your
Yeah,
fault.
Kim, you did the roller shutters.
nice.
That's funny, Kim.
So,
Oh, she thought
Gotta
she was
love your
being
mum.
harassed
I
and she
know.
wasn't.
Too cute. Dave's in Woodvale. Hello.
Good morning, guys. How are we all?
Hey,
Dave.
Dave.
Good, Dave.
All right. What happened?
Love the show. I'm sure the numbers will be well this morning.
Thanks, Dave. Let's hope so.
We've got your support, big
Dave,
fella. Thank
that
you.
is so funny.
Did you get a knock on the door? What happened?
Yeah, I did. I was after it was about 11:30 midnight, and it was my old place back in Mullaloo on Mullaloo Drive. And
Yeah.
I get a knock at the door. The kids are asleep. Everyone's asleep, and he's obviously seen the light on, and he's obviously coming back from the Mullaloo pub, and this bloke was just blind drunk. Trying to make his way back to his dad's place across the road in Belden somewhere, and he was just lost, you know.
Yes.
And I open up the door, and there's this young kid just blind drunk, and he's like, "I can't get into my phone. I don't know where I am." Like this. And so I'm not very well on the old technology, so I grabbed his phone and I figured out that he actually had it on aeroplane mode.
Well done, Dave.
You saved the day, Dave.
So I managed to turn his aeroplane mode off, find his dad's number, and rang his dad, and I said, "Look, mate, I've got your young bloke here out the front of my house," and he,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And the old man, I gave him the address, comes over, and I sat with this kid out the front, and the old man is just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, he's obviously had a good night, and I'm sure he won't remember anything the next
Yeah,
day.
that's right.
Dave,
Good on you, Dave.
did you go to the fridge and get him something to eat? He would have been starving.
I did actually give him a drink of water. You looked a bit parched to me. It looked like you'd been walking around.
He would have needed
Mate,
that.
I'm sorry, he wanted a sandwich of some kind with some leftovers over from the fridge.
Just a sneaky toasty wouldn't have gone
Just a
astray.
drumstick of chicken, thanks,
Good on you,
mate.
Dave. You're a good man.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Can we just say our lives have become really alive and fulfilled since we've got access to the CCTV footage.
Yeah, so this
and
is 4 views from within the building and one of the lift outside.
amazing stuff.
That's good.
The thrill of even seeing Hanson arrive the other
Yeah,
day at
that's
the
right.
elevator. It's like
And-
Hanson
well,
did
you missed the
elevator.
bit where you
It was
went down
amazing.
to give them their sunglasses.
how was that?
Yeah,
That was really
it was
good to
great.
see.
It was great. Because we saw the moment at which, I think it was Zach, wasn't it, realised he'd left them behind and he went, and then he turned around and went, look, he's realised. Oh, it was just magical.
Voyeurism's a real
Down there.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
so good. I can understand it if you're sitting in a hedge right now listening to us while watching someone with binoculars. But this morning is survey day in the radio world,
Yes.
so everyone gets their results, and the building is just abuzz with people. Look, there's someone walking down the hall
Yeah.
right now.
It's a
Yeah,
little
that's Antonelle.
unsettling.
That's Ant.
Seeing
Yes.
so many people here.
It is unsettling.
Yes, because you know what, and this is the most upsetting thing, is no one ever usually comes in here at this
No,
time, and
no.
around 6:30 is the time that just before Shaun does his sport that we run up and we run up and we rub our bums on all the sales desks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we
That's
fart
right.
in their
And now we
offices,
can't
close the
do
door.
that.
We fight on the keyboards, and now that we can't do that.
Yeah. Well, although they look like they're going out for coffee, so this might be your
Are you
window of
seriously
opportunity.
leaving the building right now, Antonelle? Yes, she is. You've been here for 5 minutes.
Through the morning.
So we told you that we're watching the CCTV footage from inside the building, right? And
Yes.
then on survey day, or a lot of our staff come in early, and then this is the thing that enrages us the most because everyone comes in early. They all get like coffees and breakfast.
Yeah.
And so we're like,
it's a whole lot of food
Hey,
just got
we're here
delivered,
every morning.
like
We're
ham and
every
cheese
day.
croissants and toasted
and they're
sandwiches.
like, oh, it's so oily. Oh, we do need a bit of a free toasty. I was like, and what about our free toasters every day? Oh my God. No, calm down. You start communicating with dogs.
Anyway, good news. Claire's bringing our coffees.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Time to catch up with an old mate of ours, Dino Thomas, who is now the man behind Childish Dino.
Yes, and Childish Dino is great
It
because,
is.
you know, if you only got 4 minutes in your life, this
Yes.
is the series for you.
To a commitment.
Here's a little bit of this new animation sensation.
Mr. Thomas.
Oh, Murray, you beautiful big goose. You well? Keeping out of trouble? You look well. You off the darts. Watch this kick, brother.
You will not be kicking that ball.
Okay, Murray, just one real quick kick because it's a new footy and Kitty's going long. Kitty, real quick, yeah.
That was about 50%
Childish
of it.
Dino.
As it turns out, Nathan.
Morning, Dino.
Nathan, Nat, Shawnee, thank you so much for having me on.
Dino, we love you.
Dino,
we
you
love
are-
you, you know
you're
that.
one of
Mate,
us.
this interview got longer than one of the episodes, to be
Yes.
honest. Dino,
They're snackable. They're a snackable
Yes.
little sugar hit.
it's really good. It's
is.
really,
It's
really
funny.
actually funny, Dino.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you.
Nathan, thanks, man. It's inspired by growing up around Bayswater, Morley area. Just,
Yes.
you know, broke as a shopping trolley, single parent home, just going out and,
just getting into mischief. I just put it into a cartoon, and it's going good.
Yeah, well, Childish Dino, he's got a good attitude about him. He's just
8.
laying it out there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just laying it out there.
Calls his teacher Judy.
I do like there's a picture of a spud gut in there that you have a look at, but it's called Shooter McGavin. Now, that's one of the great names in movie history, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, well, I think... Like this kid, anyone who has a kid that's a bit extra, or if you were a kid that was extra, did you guys ever think you're on the same level as adults as a kid for no real reason? Did you ever feel
I know a lot of kids like that.
Oh, yeah, sometimes we would, but back in the day, when we were growing up, Dino, we would get slapped.
Yeah.
Bring us back down to earth.
Once you start thinking something, they'd hit you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they got beaten out of us pretty quickly.
Yeah, and like the guy you just heard in that little snippet you played is Tony Martin, and I can't believe that he's acting in this. Like, did you guys ever watch The Late Show back in the day?
Of course we did.
We had Tony on not too long ago. I go through some of the other names that you got to voice characters.
Leah Purcell, who's unbelievable from Wentworth. We got Sam Pang, my dear friend Sam Pang. He plays a guy in an office, a nameless guy in an office, and another friend, Kris Fade, pops up in it, and then just a lot of kids who play the other kids, which is strange because I'm a kid and I've got an adult voice.
Yes.
But somehow it just works. I don't know.
I have to say, I think it's prime demo. I think it's going to go really well, firstly.
Yes.
And I think it's prime for heaps of celebrities want to put their hands up for it because not only is it iconically Australian, but also the time commitment's nothing.
Yes.
Also, Nathan, the snacks I provide are second to none. So they get out and they get some pizza shapes, Come on.
Pizza shapes.
Oh, wow. Pizza shape money.
Dino, speaking of money, you got a grant for this from Screen Australia, is that right?
Nat, I can't believe it. Yeah, I got paid to make this. We made an even shorter episode, if you can believe it, 3 years ago that went for like 90 seconds.
Yes.
And that did like modestly online. And then Screen Australia said, maybe we might have some money. Knocked us back a few times. We kept writing, kept trying. And I can't believe we have staff. It's insane. It's nuts. It's beautiful.
Dino, on that, so 90 seconds which you put together to get in the door. Then the 4-minute episodes, which we've all seen, us guys have seen already, right? So then there's a few more. How long does it take to do a 4-minute episode?
To do all the voicing, I'd say it takes 2 weeks because any delivery of a gag sucks the first 20 times.
Sure.
Yeah, and then you sit in a room listening. It can be better. It can be better. It can be shorter. So that and then the animation, I'd say probably close to about 4 weeks, I'd say, to this scale.
Let's talk about the animation, David Ferrier.
Oh, man.
So we used to work with him as well.
This is insane. So David he's the panel for us.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is, and this story's already blown us away, he never ever did art. And then one day, David puts pencil to paper and he turns out to be an amazing artist and he didn't even know that he had that talent.
Yeah, Nathan, like comically brilliant. You know those pencil sketching people do that you have to look twice?
It's called super realism.
Yes.
It's called super realism. And like it looks like a photograph.
The way he draws hair is extraordinary.
And he didn't even know that he could do this.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, and because we worked the whole time, then suddenly he just started drawing. And he went, oh, wait, I can do
really
something
good.
that no one else can, which is amazing. I mean, the super realism animation is not in your show.
He's an absolute freak, but like a tidbit about David, when we were both doing radio, we met at Nova 937.
Yes.
And one night, we snuck in at about 3 a.m. in the morning and played the Beatles on air.
Did you really?
We played Mr. Postman, which isn't even a Beatles song. They covered it.
Oh, my God, that is so funny.
What an act of rebellion.
I know.
Dino, what comes first? Do you voice it first, then animate it, or do you go the other way around? Yeah, right.
Do all the voicing first and then get the timing for the gags with the audio, and then we take it to the animators and just give like rounds of feedback. And they get really annoyed with us at first because they're like, do these two idiots know what they're doing?
Yes.
And then it just works after a while. But yeah, we learned all this in real time, Nat. Like we're amateurs.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Well, all of us are
So
super
proud
proud
of
of you. And the funny thing is, and this is mentioned all the time, Dana, whenever we have someone on that
Yes.
used to work with us, you guys are going off and doing these amazing
And
things.
we're
We just
still
spoke
here.
about David, we talk about you, and
We're still
nothing's
sitting in the
changed
same
here.
chairs,
We don't
Dino.
have a TV
Yeah.
show or...
Yeah.
Mate, I would kill to be in one of those chairs. You guys aren't going anywhere. It's unbelievable.
I don't
It was
think
so
you
good
would.
to see you the other weekend. Sean,
Yes.
you telling me stories, football trip stories about my colleague, Jonathan Brown.
Oh, yes.
We can't mention them now, but my God.
No, let's do some more
Unbelievable.
digging into that.
Hey, Brian, well, you got to look it out for it. Childish Dino launches on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Yeah,
Just Google Childish Dino.
I go TikTok and Instagram, and it's Dino, Childish Dino, Dean. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. We love
Good on
your
you,
work,
mate.
Dino. Keep it up.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Thanks for
Love
talking.
you,
Good,
man.
man.
Bye, buddy.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Bit of a sad day in this business at the moment because we've got a great connection to Trent Cooper, who is not, his contract has not been renewed at the Fremantle Dockers. Trent's been there for 5 years.
In charge of the women's team.
Wow.
Yes, and Josie, his wife, is the first lady of Fremantle.
Indeed.
Always,
She's
amazing.
Acknowledge her in that.
Be able to
She
come
won't
back to
lose that
the
title.
Eagles now. Always an Eagles fan. back in the
Very
day.
interesting.
Yeah.
But after 5 seasons, the club went to 4 finals with Trent, and they have decided to find something else and, you know,
So they didn't have a great
rejuvenate.
season this year.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of injuries.
So wait,
didn't they?
sorry, it just takes one bad season,
Yeah.
and so wait, there 4/5 of his career has been amazing. 1/5 due to injury has not been the best.
Well, I think the 4 finals includes 2 in a year because they won a final,
Okay.
so that means they've played.
Well,
2.
still.
Well, they should have won a premiership when they're in that COVID ravaged season at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, yeah.
So where
And
the grand
last
final
year
got
they had-
abandoned.
Last year they went in the
Yeah.
back end
Yeah.
of the season, which was disappointing. Getting back to what you mentioned, Nat, there was a lot of injuries, so that's really cost, I would have thought, his position and how good the team was,
Don't they
Nate.
put
But
that stuff in the mix?
at the end of the day, it's, you know, and
I mean, they did for
I've got to
Adam
go back
Simpson.
to Ross Lyon. They say straight
sorry.
away that's why you get paid the danger money, and I don't know if they get paid. How
I
much
don't know
they
if he's
get paid in AFLW, but it's one of those businesses and it's one of those positions where the hammer comes down and it comes down hard and fast. And
Oh my
that's
God!
it.
If
Yeah.
knowing that's the word of a coach, I'd be following around the girls all the time. Then don't pick that up. Don't move. Don't jump.
Yeah. So you want your best.
Get off the trampoline.
Yeah.
because it reflects on you. So hopefully
God.
Trent will
Yeah, it's
find it, go on to greater things. No doubt he will. But you know, Simon Garlick said we would thank him and his family. What a wonderful.
We
but
thanked
you know
them,
what?
but see you later.
Trent's part of this family. He can always
He
get
is.
a gig as a Casanova.
That's right.
True.
That's
We'll
right.
take you on.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
You can play kick to kick with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, we will. So hopefully, good luck to those guys. Hey, over on the East Coast, the NRL are in a bit of an issue with their player group or their player body. The big kahunas at the top of the league, they don't know how much money they're willing to negotiate with the players. So they haven't set a collective bargaining agreement. They haven't said, okay, you're getting paid $10 million a year. That's for your team.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can work out how many players you play or how
So
many
this kind of
players you-
salary cap stuff.
salary
is it?
cap
Yeah.
stuff and also money spent with their coaches.
Yes.
And so everyone's going absolutely mental. The players want a voice, and the reason why this is happening in the NRL, big kahunas have let this happen so long, is because the players want to be able to sit on the board and hear everything and have an impact
Right.
or
They want
a
to sit at the table.
contribution
Yeah.
Yeah.
to do with how the game's
But
played.
that happens in the AFL, doesn't it? Is that the way it works?
Yeah, well, there's a players' association,
Yes.
and they get they
do a good job,
They
yeah.
do a good job. They're Paul Marsh, who's the head of that. He deals with the AFL constantly, negotiations all the time. But when it comes to running the game, it's Gillon McLaughlin.
Yeah.
It was Brad Scott and the gang. They say this is how we're going to go. Change the rules. We complain about it every year. This is what's happening in the grand final. Blah blah blah. So I do think there's a position where the commission of the NRL should be able to go, the game's going to be run like this.
Yeah.
You're going to get this amount of money. Do your best. And not necessarily have the players start to take over and have an impact on how that's
But
going
they
to
wouldn't be taking
governed.
it.
Well,
Well,
so
I
what?
think-
What would they be saying though? Because here's your money, right? So that's how much money. What goes next? What do they want? What would they say? What would they say?
I think they said that they
Can we have
wanted to
more?
have a voice on how the NRL governs
Okay.
the league.
I can understand the players are the product,
Yes.
right? Like, why don't they get a say? It makes more sense that they do.
Well, you've got
to
an
me.
advocate who's working for
Yes.
you anyway, and that's what
Yeah.
you're paying them
Well, I
for.
mean,
Yeah.
back in the day, it was do as you're told. But
Yeah.
now even think about workplaces.
I know.
Workplaces, the employees have more of a voice than ever.
That's right.
At schools, you've got more of a voice than
Yeah.
ever. So it's sort of where the world is going to the people that are in charge have to actually listen to the people that are underneath them. 20 years ago, they tell you to shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up and be thankful for what you got.
But
I agree with
without
that
the
comment,
players, they've
Nathan.
got nothing.
Yeah.
No, but again, getting back to, and I hear what you're saying, but then because they've got an advocate and is their Players Association boss who they're paying probably $300,000 or $400,000 a
So
year
why
to,
not?
that's
Why
what the
not give that
conversation
person a
is.
seat at the table then?
I'm not saying that they haven't. I think they're wanting to get players.
Actual players.
Say, for example, the president of the AFL Players Association, Paddy Dangerfield, he needs to sit on that board.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily if he has to. You're paying a CEO to be able to go there and have that communication with them. And everything's in negotiation with the player group anyway. You know, when Pav was running it, they go, we want whatever amount of money and back and forth.
Well, obviously
back and forth,
they
and
don't
that
feel
comes.
like they are being negotiated with if they are being so...
Yeah,
So
clearly. It's never
what's the
done
resolution?
too easily. Never done too easily. It's up to Peter Volandis to come together. First of all, they need to come up with how much money is going to be paid. And then they can
pretty
move on
basic.
from there. It's pretty basic.
Sure.
All
right.
We've discussed that enough.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Well, the fallout continues from the Australian cricket team. Obviously, they got rolled, not in the semi-finals. The good news is for Australia, for Australian audiences is, and for the cricket gurus in general is, there's a chance that Pakistan and India could play in the final.
Yeah.
If they both win in the next couple of days. And there'll be 100,000 people at the MCG.
And the
to watch
worldwide
two
cricket, the audience
nations.
will be extraordinary. Yeah.
Yeah, they reckon there was something close to 250 million watched their last game, which was, about 10 days ago.
I mean, New Zealand could
Million
could
people
spoil
know.
that party.
And
a
that's
little
bigger
bit.
than the Super Bowl, right?
You know what? When there's that many people, it's like, what am I not getting?
Yeah.
There are 250 million of you can't be wrong. Statistically.
I know, but
you can't be wrong, so what am I
to
not
be fair,
seeing?
though, when
Stick
there's
to your guns.
when
Stick
there's
to
a
your guns.
billion of them, that's still a minority, Nathan. That makes you feel better.
Okay, well, now I get it.
That's really good. Anyway,
Thanks,
getting back
Matt.
to the Australian team, Brendan Julian, he's calling for heads of
I
some
bet
of
he
the
is.
players. There he is, BJ.
They've got to get rid of at least 5 or 6 players. I think Aaron Finch probably needs to go. I think Warner needs to go. Smith needs to go. Pat Cummins and probably Mitchell start. I'll be making those big changes. And for me, I'd be moving in with Mitch Marsh as the captain of the T20 side.
Oh, more
Boom,
opinions
just like
from his wardrobe later. What the hell is
Wardrobe, he's on the dunny, mate. Don't you take the phone in?
I just feel like, and you do it too, and you have to, in your job as a sports journalist, is to say when
Make
you
some
think
calls.
someone
Call
should
for
go. But
people's
I
heads.
really do feel like they should say it to their face. I wonder if you'd be that harsh. Here's the go. Finch has to go. You have to go, mate. You have to go.
You
You
go
crap.
get your things.
Never. Normally it goes, that thing I said to you the other day.
Oh, sorry, that was just for the radio.
And I know, so Hayes writes for the West, and he writes
Yes.
these articles, and some of them are hard hitting, but he doesn't write the headlines. And I have this conversation with him all the time. So then, say if he makes a call about Freo, they need to change whatever. Then he's kind of like, "Oh, Belly, I just want to let you know that."
Yeah.
Justin,
This is
I
what
did
I've
say,
said.
read the thing, but don't read the headline because.
Yeah, they pull the most
Yeah,
dramatic
so behind
thing
the
out
scenes,
for
you've
the
gotta-
headline.
You've got to do some
You've
work.
got to make some peace.
You got to. Absolutely. And last night there was some awards on. WA Hall of Champions was on last night, which is fantastic. Sam Kerr and the West Coast Fever were able to
Joint
share
winners.
the Herb Elliott Medal for joint winners, and Sam Kerr keeps taking all before her on the international scene. And, of course, the Fever broke their long-awaited drought to take out the
that was good,
Netball
wasn't
Super
it?
Series, which is fantastic. Well done to all those girls and to Sam Kerr.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
People are going to be up and about tonight. It's a blood moon.
Oh, God, I
blood
feel
moon.
that.
It's a blood moon
What does that
tonight,
mean, Shaun?
everybody.
You get a bit hot in the nether regions. Is that the blood? No?
No.
No, it's blood rushing to you.
Okay.
That's just a regular
All right,
night
well,
for
that'll
you.
keep me up anyway.
You don't have to stay up too late. It's fine.
Here in WA, you can check out the blood moon between 6:43 to 8:49 p.m.
We're not with the naked eye. You're not going to see a whole lot. But with a telescope, it'll look quite red.
You got a
You'll be
telescope,
able to see
Might
something
come
with
over.
the naked eye.
Yeah, but it's not as dramatic. So the best way to
Oh,
view
yeah,
is
of course
through a
not, because the
telescope.
telescope makes you look closer.
Do you have a telescope on your balcony?
No.
You strike me as that guy.
And people that have telescopes on their balcony, we know what you're doing. And that's why all your neighbours
They're
have
looking at the blood
blinds.
moon, Nathan.
That's why all your neighbours have
Looking at
blinds.
the blood moon.
Looking at a different moon.
Blood moon sounds like, is that a Twilight sequel? It sounds like it
does,
should
it
be.
does.
It does. Wait there, what was it? Eclipse?
Moon. Blood moon.
It does. Harry, get on the Googs. Jeez, Harry. Can't believe I had to tell you to get on the Googs.
Unreal.
Apologies, everybody.
Just stay
There you
with
go.
us, everyone.
Where's there, Alexa?
All right, the Twilight Saga, new moon.
New moon.
New moon.
Eclipse. Breaking dawn.
Breaking dawn.
See,
Are there
blood
any
moon
more?
blood moon is the obvious next one.
Yeah. Oh, it's happening.
Watch out for the werewolves tonight, everybody.
Yes.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.